You've done so many
When we came to China, it was an amazing time. They were building big buildings then. The whole profile of the whole city, the skyline was changing. Every direction you looked in, you'd see cranes to construct tall buildings. It was fascinating to watch. They just started opening up their doors. I discovered how the pyramids must have been built in Egypt because we had many, many people there at our disposal. I mean, thousands of people moving our tons and tons of equipment. To get our huge crates, we had 1,000-pound crates, big, 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot, huge crates of camera equipment, illusion equipment, platforming, scenery that had to get over the trees onto mountains. There were no roads. So how do you do it? Well, we saw how they did it. They just would have thousands of people literally climbing up the trees like ants, like insects, grabbing the things and sometimes not being so safe, falling out of the trees, getting hurt. And nobody seemed to care. It was kind of sort of sad to watch, but interesting on the other hand, because we saw how if there's enough manpower and there isn't that much attention to personal safety, anything can be built. This Great Wall of China shot is, again, one of our long Copperfield magic shots where the Luma crane starts on one side and it won't cut away. It'll go over the wall. You can see its shadow, the shadow of the crane right there going through the light. And it won't cut away. You can't see them, but behind the cameras and all along the fields, there are literally thousands of people out of the camera shot watching this. And this is my heart slowing down so I can pass through the impenetrable Great Wall of China. Tell a little story while you watch this. Ben Vereen, the great Broadway star and a friend of mine, was the host of the show. We brought him to China. And as an African American, he had an amazing experience there because people in China had never seen a person of color. And they'd actually go up to him on the street and rub his skin, expecting his color to rub off. And he was quite charmed by this, you know, and it's amazing how people that you don't realize, you know, without the internet, this is before the internet and before they had TVs everywhere, that would be such a magical thing to see an African American man in the middle of Beijing, you know, Peking, China. That's me walking into the wall. And again, the camera doesn't cut away. It shows all around. To be allowed to shoot in these places, not only did we shoot at the Great Wall, but we also shot in the Temple of Heaven, in the Forbidden City. They gave us permission. This is before Bernardo Bertolucci did the Last Emperor. You know, we got permission before anybody. These people are really fascinated. They've never seen anything like this. And with no cuts, we see the other side of the wall. Those platforms were built, and when we got there, we found that the wall was not at right angles to the ground. So there's actually grooves and slots dug into the platforms to allow the wheels of our illusion platforms to fit down in so that they would be flush with the wall. You can see the shadow of the camera coming down, and you can see my hands and my face pressing into the spandex, me trying to get out of the wall. Originally, I was going to do this with no clothes on at all. I was going to do this naked. But we decided against it because things in silhouette appear larger than they are in real life. I love shadows. I love silhouettes. It allows your imagination to fill in the blanks and to see magic. When seeing it for real, seeing it in 3 dimension, isn't always as good. Your mind fills in the rest. You can see the platforming that was built up against the wall. It was a great experience.